franchise. It's also a prop gun. On the video. Hey everyone, Brobuscus here, and welcome back to another Let's Watch a Death Battle. Today we have the mid-season finale, kind of, Boba Fett versus the Predator. Now, of course, as you are more than most likely aware, there should be a link in the description below. You can go watch the actual episode yourself. Please support the official release before watching this random guy react to it on YouTube. Okay, so Boba Fett versus the Predator, battle of the bounty hunters from really popular movies. As of today, as of recording this, I have seen the first Predator movie. I thought it was neat. I didn't think it was anything more than neat, but it was neat. And I might give the other ones a watch. I have all 4 of them, so I've heard the 4th one is bad. I've heard it all before. I'm still probably gonna watch it. As for Boba Fett, though, I have seen all the Star Wars movies. You know, questionable quality on some of them aside. I like Star Wars. I honestly do. In fact, literally, like just when this episode was announced, Obi-Wan Kenobi was wrapping up. So, convenient timing. Good show, by the way. But the thing about Boba Fett for me is that rewatching all of the movies has kind of made me realize how much of a non-character Boba Fett was before Mandalorian. Which, by the way, I also did see both Mandalorian, both seasons, and the Book of Boba Fett. I liked both of them, honestly. I know a lot of people weren't really big on Book of Boba Fett, but I liked it. I mean, I haven't read Legends, so, but in the movies specifically, like episodes 1 through 9, Boba Fett isn't really much of a character. He is an action figure. He looks like an action figure. He has the personality of an action figure. No disrespect to any of these guys behind me, but you know what I mean. But then like Mandalorian, Book of Boba Fett, they do a good job of giving him personality, giving him character, and I do appreciate that. So, sorry, just got a text. Anyways, so with that really said, that was in English. Who do I want to win? Who do I think is gonna win? You know, this and this. Right now, I'm kind of leaning towards Boba Fett on both fronts, but I definitely could see how the Predator could win this. I thought this was... So when Boba Fett was teased, and I knew it was going to be Predator, I had predicted it was going to be Predator, I thought that was an easy sweep for Boba Fett. And even when the fight was announced, I was like, okay, well, free Star Wars win. But Predator does have a bit more going for him than I initially thought. And I knew they were going to go with the whole... bring in all of the predators, like make an apex predator, if you will. Despite all of that, I still think Boba Fett's gonna win, mostly due to the fact that I think he's way faster. If they give Predator the speed advantage, I really think he can win, because the way I see it is that Predator has everything he needs to win, except for speed. I think Boba Fett's way faster. Like, the way I see it is that both of them have a lot of ways they can kill each other. But I just don't know if Predator is fast enough to land anything major, which would allow him to kill Boba Fett. If he does, then okay. I can definitely see how he can win. But For the time being, I'm going for Boba Fett. So yeah. I don't really have much more I can really say, so let's do this. Just put these on, ow, and just get right into it, shall we? Play.
Boba Fett, the greatest bounty hunter from a galaxy far, far away.
And the Predator, the monstrous manslayer from beyond the stars.
There's nothing quite like the thrill of the hunt, especially when you're chasing that most dangerous game.
Not humans, we're talking face-hugging aliens and space wizards. He's Wiz, I'm Boomstick.
And it's our job to analyze their weapons, armor, and skills to find out who would win a death battle. Throughout the galaxy, few names are as feared as Boba Fett.
When you've got the greatest army of all time cloned after your dad, that's no big surprise.
In an incredibly convoluted bid to wrest control of the Galactic Republic, the Sith Lords Darth Sidious and Tyrannus secretly organized the construction of a clone army based on the genetic code of the galaxy's greatest bounty hunter at the time, Jango Fett.
On one condition, Jango Unchained got to keep one unaltered clone as his son, Boba, who became a cute little murderer just like his pop. Well, that is,
good for
until
him.
Jango let it get to his head.
Just as
he got a bad
headstrong
case
as
of
his
decapitation.
Father, Boba swore vengeance on the Jedi and devoted his life to becoming as deadly an
A
assassin
simple man making
as
his way through the galaxy
forebears.
like his father
Yeah,
before
'cause
him.
the Fets aren't
Dang
just random
straight.
badasses, they're Mandalorians. Basically a society completely dedicated to the art of war. Most of the time.
Indeed. In the galaxy's past, Mandalorians have waged war against the Jedi and easily held their own, despite lacking use of the Force.
And what's a
Maybe
self-respecting
even made a lightsaber of their
Mandalorian
own.
without his Mandalorian armor? Inherited from his dad, Fett's armor is made out of Beskar.
Also known as Mandalorian iron, Beskar is one of the strongest materials in the galaxy, tough enough to resist thermal detonator blasts and lightsaber strikes. Even bolts of lightning that can vaporize people aren't enough to harm the armor itself.
Fett's helmet has a targeting system, lets him see in infrared, and
I have to
even
wonder
has 360
why
degree
Boba Fett
vision.
went with
And
the
his
color
wrist-mounted
choice he
van
did.
braces,
Why not
designed
just
to
keep
counteract the
Jango's
Force's
armor?
powers, come with a variety of indispensable tools, like a flamethrower, fiber cord whip, mini concussion rocket, laser beam, and forearm blades.
But when Fett wants to take his opponent by surprise, he breaks out the kneecap rockets. Not since the book
Because why not?
Machine Guns has Death Battle seen a weapon so devious.
As a living Swiss Army gun, Fett prefers long-range combat.
So it helps to have a jetpack for quick getaways, especially one with a rocket that can nuke small spacecrafts. He also has his trusty EE-3 carbine rifle and blaster pistol, which is powerful enough to vaporize a dude in one shot.
But should an opponent get too close for comfort, or should his jetpack inevitably malfunction, Fett can reacquaint his
Inevitably,
victims
yeah.
with their maker with his Gaddafi stick, handcrafted by Fett himself as part of a Tusken rite of passage. Kind of like how Jedi make their lightsabers.
Add in your classic flash bombs, sonic bombs, gas bombs, motion sensor bombs, and the uber-powerful thermal detonators, and Fetty's basically a one-man
There's the
army.
lightsaber.
Thermal detonators can annihilate small buildings and even this giant stone bridge. Based on its size and the number of bombs used, each one should be packing around 3.5 tons of TNT.
But his weapons
Nice.
aren't all that make Fett so deadly. He's a master marksman, hand-to-hand fighter, and tactician. He'd need to be to take on the Jedi and steal their sweet, sweet laser swords for himself.
He outsmarted the Jedi Master Mace Windu as just a child, and we know he's fought multiple Jedi after the Purge. In the old Legends timeline, he even fought Darth Vader twice, the same Vader who can dogfight at near light speed.
That's why he's decked out with all those tools to distract and confuse Jedi and their space magic long enough to get a clean kill.
Hi, dummy.
And while he has a professional code of honor, when it comes to combat, Fett will use any underhanded tactics he can think of, perfect for fighting honorable Jedi. As my personal hero once said, silly Jedi. If only he was here right now to kill all these stupid meatbags.
That's probably not good.
Boba
No,
can
probably
crumple
not.
steel doors with ease, outrace explosions with his jetpack, and was shot through the chest and just walked it off. He was, and I quote, very angry about it. The Sarlacc, the giant monster space vagina itself, was able to hold him, no matter the continuity.
Even into middle age, Boba remained a force to be reckoned with. In the older timeline, he led the Mandalorians to victory in the Yuuzhan Vong War, and even trained the Jedi Jaina Solo to defeat her brother, who just so happened to be a Dark Lord of the Sith. I guess even Boba was able to overcome his anti-Jedi prejudices.
And then Disney axed all that. But who gives a shit when you're sitting pretty on Jabba's throne like an absolute pimp? Or like a panther.
He even managed to defeat Cad Bane in a duel, possibly the
Billy's
greatest
gonna like
bounty
that
hunter
one.
the galaxy had ever seen up until that point.
Second greatest now is, and look at that dodge, channeling some of that Han shot first energy I see.
So if you ever find yourself in Fett's crosshairs, don't bother running. You'll only die tired. The year was 1987. In the balmy jungles of Central America, an elite American Spec Ops unit would come into conflict with Soviet-backed insurgents. Their mission was a success, but little did they know, they were the ones being hunted.
It was almost as if the jungle itself was killing him. But in reality, it was a traveler from beyond the stars, a superhuman killing machine whose entire life was devoted to murder.
This was a predator, and these men were its prey.
And this alien hunter had more than enough gnarly gadgets to take Arnie and his crew down, like the plasma caster, a shoulder-mounted laser cannon.
It has a tracking system connected to the Predator's biohelmet, which allows him to see in X-ray, UV, and night vision. This is on top of the Predator's own unique way of seeing, through natural infrared sight. Essentially, he tracks individuals by recognizing differences in heat signatures.
Too bad humans can't do the same, since the Predator's full-body light-bending camouflage makes him invisible to the naked human eye, letting him blend into the shadows and pick off his prey one by one.
But as ruthless as that sounds, the Predator is actually an honorable fighter, who relishes the chance to fight up close and personal
Didn't
with his
they mention
iconic
something
wrist
about that
blades.
in Boba
And
Fett's
guess
analysis?
what? For as bad as this one Predator was, this dude wasn't even that special. In fact, he was actually kind of a noob. There's a whole planet of these guys.
These are the Yautja. Yautja? Yautja?
I was never been able to
Yautja? They
properly
never
pronounce
say it
that.
in the movies. Yautja society is based around one thing: hunting. The bigger and deadlier the game, the more honor slaying it brings.
Which is why the Predators
Including an
take
alien.
on muscly 80s action heroes for breakfast.
Just one failed hunt forever dooms a Yautja to humiliation or death. And since Yautja lifespans can last hundreds of years, that would mean that Elder Hunters have centuries of combat experience and have never been defeated. They have literally kept winning for hundreds of years.
And this is the kind of Predator we're looking at today. The only way to become a fully independent hunter, a blooded hunter, is to slay their equally dangerous rivals, the Xenomorph. With bulletproof skin, acid blood, and retractable penis mouth, these aliens are dangerous enough to take down even the best Yautja hunters.
Which is why they carry a greatly
I
diversified
haven't
arsenal
seen that
compared
movie
to the
either.
original Jungle Hunter. These more exotic weapons are earned over the course of numerous successful hunts and are proof of a Yautja's mastery and experience. Like the retractable combi sticks, net guns, and controllable smart discs that vibrate at supersonic speeds.
Allowing them to kill their ultimate equally dangerous rival, Gary Busey.
They even carry a portable EMP that will disrupt all electronic devices in the vicinity, forcing their prey to fight them on their terms.
Which is when they break out their plasma scythe, made of messed up evil laser energy.
This dark plasma the scythe emits cannot be stopped by conventional matter. Instead of merely cutting a target, its energy passes through their body, ensuring their victim will die in as little as 4 hits.
Even without his arsenal, the Predator is a literal beast. He's strong enough to tear through 2 inches of steel like it was tissue paper, casually invent the first Mortal Kombat fatality, and give Mother Nature the finger. Lions, tigers, and bears? Oh shit!
It helps that Yautja armor is plasma forged,
What the heck?
making it incredibly durable.
The Predator is tough enough to tank huge gas explosions and fast enough to dodge laser beams.
But even if a Predator is defeated, he is expected to perform one final rite, activating a countdown to a nuclear explosion that vaporizes everything within 300 city blocks. Based on the size of that
Because
blast,
why not?
this would be exploding with 15 times the energy as the atomic bomb dropped on Hiroshima.
So when a Pred wants you dead, there's no escape. Not even an army of xenomorphs and their queen are enough to take the toughest predators down. When even Arnold fucking Schwarzenegger shits his pants in your very presence, you know you're as badass as they come. A goddamn sexual Tyrannosaurus.
Okay.
All right, the combatants are set. We've run the data through all possibilities.
It's time for a death battle!
Pause. Huh. Okay. Well, now I'm torn. Okay. So they said that Vader. Did they say they said light speed? It was either light speed or near light speed. That's besides the point. But then I was like, they gotta give me some speed feats for Predator because I didn't know much about. I admittedly didn't know a lot about how fast Predator was. So as soon as they mentioned the laser dodging, I was like, oh. Okay, so Predator is not as... Well, now I don't know. Okay, here's what I'm gonna do, and I'm going to pull this cheat again. I'm gonna go with the Predator. Now I'm thinking... I still don't know if Boba Fett is. I still don't know if I would say Predator is faster than Boba Fett, but I think it's safe to say that he's at the very least fast enough to keep up. So with that said, and with all the power they gave to Predator's weapons and the self-destruct, I'm tempted to go with him now. So. It's possible I missed something. I'm open to missing something. But right now, with Predator having weapons that can bypass conventional durability, with him having, in general, I think weapons that are more powerful than a lot of Boba Fett stuff. I'm tempted to go with the Predator now. So that's what I'll do. I could be wrong. So again, it's like I was doing before. The way I see it is either Boba Fett wins and the person I thought was going to win in the lead up to the fight ends up winning, or the Predator wins and it means that I was able to figure it out with the information they gave me. So I'm going to go with the Predator. But we'll see. So let's do it. Play. This fight is gorgeous, by the way. I'm very curious to see how this will go after the preview. Oh, I just noticed the trails on the trees. Kind of like the Predator game. There goes the gun. Also, I know that's Cameron Neatcod as Boba Fett. And preview ends here. Ooh. Knee pad rockets! That was a bad idea. Oh, he's fine. Okay. Ah, gaffy stick. Ow. Ow! Ow! That's gonna come back.
You're mine.
Ooh! Oh! Oh, okay.
Amateur.
Oh! Oh! There's that scythe. And there's the lightsaber. Ow! Oh! Ow! Okay.
You are one ugly motherfucker.
Nice! Well, that's a bit of a tricky situation. Oh! Oh! The heat! Ow. Ooh!
I'll be taking this. Fools.
Did he survive? He survived! Alright! Go Boba Fett!
Man, Boba was always a one-man army, even as a one-armed man.
Despite the Predator's fearsome power and experience, Fett's versatility and arsenal allowed him to survive this hunt.
While Boba could crumple steel, the Predator could easily tear straight through it, making him the stronger of the two.
But while the Predator could dodge laser beams, Fett could match Force users with near light speed reactions,
Okay.
making them similar in speed.
However, the major difference was durability.
While the Predators are definitely tough, Fett's Beskar armor covers more of his body, and would easily resist almost all of a Predator's arsenal.
Like the plasma caster, usually hot enough to blast a hole through anything. But you know what else is made of plasma? Lightsabers, which bounce off Beskar no problem.
Specialized tools like the Plasma Scythe, with its ability to bypass conventional matter, could manage to kill Fett with a few lucky hits. However, Fett's jetpack and long-range arsenal allowed him to fight safely from a distance.
And Fett's kit countered a lot of what Predator could do. His helmet's infrared could see past Pred's camouflage, his flamethrower messed with Pred's thermal vision, and nothing the Predator had could withstand a lightsaber strike.
Also, the Predator's EMP could not disable Fett's armor, considering Beskar has withstood bolts of electromagnetic energy
Oh,
before without
okay.
short-circuiting.
That's not to say the Predator was totally outmatched. He had a lot of similar gear, and a peak Predator would have had centuries of combat experience backing him up. Way more than Boba.
However, Fett was generally trickier. Predators fight with a code of honor and rarely, if ever, employ dirty tactics.
While Fett isn't totally without honor, he still employs dirty tactics to win fair fights, and was more likely to outfox the Pred given the chance.
Of course, none of that would have mattered had the Predator taken them both out with his nuclear suicide bomb. At its epicenter, it would have been more than powerful enough to fry Fett. At its epicenter. The further away you are from the center of a blast, the less energy you're getting hit with.
By our calculations, Boba only needed to get about 50 meters away before the energy he was tanking was only about as much as your average thermal detonator, which the Beskar can survive. And given the countdown lasts 40 seconds, there was more than enough time, especially with a jetpack. Hell, Arnie escaped the same attack just by sprinting.
But perhaps the most important difference is the scope of their prey. Xenomorphs are definitely deadly, but they're not quite as dangerous as a master Force user who can
No,
read
definitely
minds
not.
and throw starships around like they're made of paper. Fett was definitely prepared for anything the Predator could throw at him, even space magic. The Predator was as deadly in skill
Okay.
as they come, but Fett's cunning, arsenal, and impenetrable armor gave him the win.
Congrats to Boba. Give him a hand. Oh wait, he's already got one.
The winner
Well, that's
is
insensitive.
Boba Fett.
Boba Fett finally gets a win on the show.
Hey, if you want more Death Metal ASAP, why not grab a membership? You'll get exclusive emotes, badges, live chat, live streams, and a bunch of behind-the-scenes stuff. Just click that join button. Thanks for watching.
Oh boy. Okay. So let me take a look at this. Yeah, Excalibur versus Raiden. So, actually, so as I'm recording this, RTX was yesterday. The Death Metal RTX panel was yesterday. And in that they announced this fight, they announced Asuka Death Battle, and they have already announced Asuka Death Battle. And they announced what I assume to be the mid-season premiere. I'm not gonna say what that is. But as soon as I saw, they had teased Excalibur beforehand, like right before RTX, because they had a banner or something like, oh, Excalibur's coming to Death Battle. See the teaser at the Death Battle panel. And then I was at work, and I was sent a picture of Raiden at the panel, like an image of Raiden, being showcased at the panel, and I was like, oh shoot. And I may or may not have, and they also revealed it on Twitter. But I may or may not have posted a bit of a thing on Twitter responding to that, where I was like, on the one hand, heck yeah, Raiden's back. On the other hand, oh gosh, please don't lose, because I actually brought this up. This right here. This game right here is one of, if not my absolute favorite game of all time. It's this one. It's this and Uncharted 4 that are neck and neck. So as you can imagine, me not knowing much about Excalibur or about Warframe, which is obviously what he's from. I'm not exactly sure how the fight's going to go, and I really hope Raiden wins. I have been dreading this, and good news, focus. Okay, good news is that this fight comes out next week, so that's something. But bad news is I have a week of worry, and if Raiden does end up losing, my sorrow will be eternal. So please, Raiden, win. I don't know if you do, but please. I am incredibly nervous for that one. But moving away from that for a hot second, to talk about this fight. I liked it. Boba Fett vs. Predator, I thought this was a good fight. Very pretty, very, it felt kind of atmospheric, a little bit. I expected a little bit more use of the environment, like the jungle. Boba Fett hiding up in the tree was neat, but I kind of expected more than that. But it's whatever. I will admit the scythe versus lightsaber fight was a little janky, but it's no big deal. But above all else, the fight was absolutely gorgeous to look at. Cameron Nikod was a great pick for Boba Fett. And the music was nice. I almost knocked an empty water bottle over. Yeah, I can safely say that I enjoyed this fight. So Yeah, I don't really have much more I can say on the matter. It was a really fun episode. In fact, I actually, just off visuals and atmosphere alone, I think I actually like this fight more than Harley versus Jinx, which I wasn't expecting to say. Yeah. I don't know. But we'll see. We'll obviously have to think about a ranking soon. So that was Boba Fett versus Predator. Next time we got Excalibur versus Raiden. I am incredibly nervous. I'm incredibly scared, but I'm also incredibly excited because that fight sounds cool. And then we also got Jessica Death Battle coming back, so that'll be interesting. And then I don't. I wonder if they'll talk about the second half of season 9 after Excalibur versus Raiden, because they announced one of the fights that they're doing. I assumed it was the. I still assume it's the mid-season finale, the mid-season premiere. Sorry. So I wonder if they'll drop that. Like they'll say like, oh, by the way, this is the fight we're doing next after Excalibur versus Raiden, or if they'll do with what they did with Beerus and Batman, just reveal one character. But yes, for those who are curious, like I mean I already said it. I know what the fight is. I know what they revealed at RTX. So you know, if they do announce it at the end of Excalibur versus Raiden, don't expect like this big like, oh my gosh, they're doing this fight. Because I already know what it is. So yeah, I think that's gonna do it. So that's really all I have to say. So thank you guys for watching, and I'll talk to you on the next video. Bye, everybody.